Thankful that you're joining us on this day. So thankful to be seeing WCAC football 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Under center for his first start for the Mustangs. That's Jordan. Around the left edge. We're going to have some difficulty seeing these numbers today, folks. The bright gold numbers.
Yeah, McNamara's not making it easy.
On these old eyes.
But as you were saying, Jordan Adams getting his, I believe it's his second start.
Second start, the junior quarterback.
We saw a little bit of him last year against the St. John's, I believe.
Coach Keanu Malloy on the far sideline in the gold shirt. And Coach Pat Ward making his debut head coaching appearance for the Cadets.
Here we go, yep. Sorry for any technical difficulty. We're up now.
All sides Cadets.
Second and short for the Mustangs.
Right up the gut. Good job by McNamara coming out and establishing themselves on their first drive. Getting the chains moving.
All right, fighting our way here through these opening moments. Just under 11 minutes to go in the first quarter. Big first down for the McNamara Mustangs. Making the drive from Forestville, Maryland today. I'll tell you what.
Not quite as far as we made it.
Not quite as far as everyone thinks it is. St. Mary's Ryken in the WCAC. They belong in the WCAC, just a little bit south of Waldorf, where we are getting athletes to this conference, as well we should.
Absolutely beautiful place, beautiful campus, great facilities.
85 acres, T, of God's country.
And the nicest people. Everybody has been just unbelievably accommodating and nice to us today. Hats off to everybody that's made this happen.
Bottom of your screen, Gary Rosemond, number 1 for St. John's. Torrin Brown, number 5 for McNamara. It's going to be a matchup to watch today on the outside. Two gifted athletes.
That's right. Speaking of both coaches, Pat Ward and Kiata, these are two guys that they pointed out and said there's going to be two guys that you need to keep an eye on. We've seen both of them make plays before.
We'll make sure we bring you all the names, get these kids mentioned, but a little bit of everyone. We go back to the huddle and re-talk about it. I'll tell you what, we might be seeing this. It's just weird, T. But great. Everything about this it just feels just a little bit different. Getting a chance to talk to these coaches this week and a sense of what it took just to get on this field and play this 5-week season is unbelievable. And one thing you heard in every one of those coaches' voices, exhaustion.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. That is true.
McNamara first.
Simpson's pass complete, number 13, Carter.
Slant pass, get rid of the ball quick. It's a good way to get a young quarterback's confidence up, get that first completion under your belt. It feels good. McNamara again, positive yards. That's all you got to ask for. Chip away.
2nd and 5 as the clock runs here. Methodical first couple plays here. Positive yards against this Cadet defense. We got a whistle and a flag. Did they get it off in time?
Delay a game.
Delay a game.
Against the Mustangs.
And you're going to have these mistakes. I mean, they haven't had these kids together as a full team until earlier this week. Other than that, you were allowed to have 20, 25 at a time. You weren't able to do full team practices.
2nd and 10. Jordan in the shotgun. And I'll never get used to that quiet, T. Oh, a little miscommunication in the backfield. That ball is loose.
Rohan Davey.
I believe that's Rohan Davey. I believe they're going to call the ball down. It looks like, or they're going to call somebody down with the ball. I don't know who they're going to give the possession to. But the touchdown will not stand. And we'll be keeping our eyes on number 44.
Yeah, miscommunication. Again, that's young quarterback, inexperienced. You've only had the team, as we were just saying, together as a full squad for a week now. You're going to have miscues. Jordan Adams turns one way, running back turns the other. It's a blown-up play.
3rd and long, and for a young team like Bishop McNamara, it's an easy thing to say as an announcer. You don't want to be in 3rd and long against St. John's.
Well, keep an eye on Torrin Brown. He's your playmaker. You want to see if you can get the ball in his hands.
Another whistle. And we're going to have the referees huddle up. I do see some laundry on the midfield.
I think he's got a quick watch.
Yeah, they got to reset that game clock. Everyone's rusty today. I'll tell you what, this guy right here is rusty. I've teased in midseason form, of course. We're missing Kevin Ricky today. Shout out to all the Rickas up in Gaithersburg and all the St. John's family that's celebrating some.
Yeah, he was going to Torrin. He was trying to go to Torrin. They got blown up a little bit. He had to scramble out of the pocket. And for a young quarterback, though, he made a smart decision. Throw it out of bounds. Don't force anything. Don't force a turnover. Give your squad a chance to punt the ball away. Your defense to get out there and try to make a stop. You don't want to give a short field. Kiata, even though you didn't get the success you wanted and keep the ball moving like they started, they're actually putting themselves in a better position here by being able to punt it away.
Give it an inside scoop. McNamara likes their kicker this year. They're going to get a McNamara bounce over the timeline and back. St. John's will start, I believe, in McNamara territory, just into McNamara territory for the first offensive series in the Pat Ward regime, Tim. And one thing we've gotten a chance to cover up close and personal, certainly it's awesome to see him, heading up things for St. John's, but he's a gifted offensive mind at the high school level. And he's sending out his quarterback, Wyatt Hagan.
Yeah, I was talking to him yesterday. He said 20 years he's been waiting for this opportunity to be the head coach, and he's finally got it, and he deserves it. It's a great way to get it started.
1st and 10. White in the shotgun. And that's going to be something you're going to see all day long as Jamar Curtis, last seen almost winning the game in the championship for St. John's on a play that was as good as anything that you'll see as clutch a moment as you'll ask for. He's not just a shifty runner. He's physical. He's fast.
Well, you talk about midseason form, Ken. I mean, that was ridiculous. He made a couple little cuts in there that bought another 3 or 4 yards.
Working from the left hash, 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line for the Cadets. And the dancing bear in the backfield. Brute, finesse, defined. Antoine Littleton to White Hagan's left. It's going to be a quick out. Unable to get it to Josh Gary. Didn't quite have the handle there, T.
Yeah, that's just a numbers game right there, Wyatt. He gets up to the line of scrimmage, looks like he does the number game, sees what's inside, sees what's outside. He gets to make the choice. That was a nice play action, but just not able to connect with Gary on the outside to see what he could do.
We'll touch on it as we move through the day. You miss your fall season. You got a lot of juniors who would have had their first chance to play varsity snaps, especially over at McNamara, who lost 27 seniors.
27. That's devastating.
It's devastating, but it's so much fun. And hats off to Coach. And that's what you're going to need today against the Cadets.
Their size is impressive.
Antoine Littleton out on the left. He's got great hands, and he can make some moves and make some people miss. He holds on to the ball, going to give him about 8 yards.
Now, we don't have stats and we don't have height, weight, and all that information
That's
for you
right.
at already, but to see a guy that size make a cut like he just did on the
And
inside.
the hands. And the catch.
And the hands. Yeah, you're right. With the hands coming out of the backfield, what a weapon.
Going to find ways to get him the ball, find ways for him to have an impact in the game. Last year as we moved through the playoffs, that ended up being on both sides of the ball. I'll bring your attention to the far right where you got Bryce Butler, the tight end. He's now going to come in motion. He came on at the end of last season as well. He's in the H-back. He's going to lead block. Jamar Curtis, he's going to sneak through on 3rd and short. He's got enough for the first down. Cadets move the chains.
Look at Bryce Butler's body. I mean, I know that you watch him on Twitter and Instagram this whole time. And then when he was in quarantine, he was pushing not only himself but his teammates. He looks fantastic out there. Ohio commit.
Curtis in the backfield. Bottom of your screen. Believe that's DJ Lincoln's, another young player. Or he was a young player the last time we saw him. All these guys are a year and a half older. Jamar Curtis around the left side. He's got speed. He's got room. I believe they're going to give him a touchdown. No, they're going to say he's out at the 1 yard line. I thought he might have been able to sneak through there.
We don't have the best vantage point, but that was the same referee with the quick clock. He's going to get these St. John's parents a little bit on his bad side if he keeps making these kind of calls. It looked pretty close. The pylon went flying out of view, so you know he got close enough. But this is where you helps when you got a guy number 7, Antoine Littleton.
Yeah, everyone in the building. Young player. Fewer people in the building now because he was a young player the last time we saw him. All these guys are a year and a half older. Jamar Curtis around the left side. He's got speed. He's got room. Getting around the end. I believe they're going to give him a touchdown. No, they're going to say he's out at the 1 yard line. As St. John's lines up for 1st and short, 1st and goal. 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. The give is to number 7, and he is stood up in the backfield, not able to get penetration. St. John's not able to get penetration. The McNamara defensive line meets him in the backfield. Loss of a yard. You can't stop everything, but if you commit to that middle of the line of scrimmage and you can get a guy through, you could be able to stop that. But
look at all that beef in the backfield there.
Yeah, there's
some big boys back there.
This is going to be a collision. Another handoff to Antoine Littleton. Haven't seen the signal yet.
McNamara feels like they got it, and it looks like, they're putting up the.
We'll see third down. 3rd and goal. Pickup of 2. St. John's at the 1.
McNamara not giving up. Great goal line stand by this young defense.
Well, they were able, once again, able to get better position on that line of scrimmage.
Bryce Butler up front.
3rd straight give.
No.
To Littleton. No, the referee is not going to call it once again.
That was an unbelievable stop by this McNamara front 4, getting Antoine Littleton up in the air and not able to cross over.
First decision for Pat Ward, a 4th and 1.
Well, what do you think a former Maryland and WCAC lineman is going to call here, Ken?
3 straight gives to Antoine Littleton. He's going to bring Jamar Curtis back in the game. I believe they had Tyze Johnson in there, lead blocking as well. Number 40. Maryland commit, and a gifted athlete and a great leader. Hagan in the shotgun. Ball's on the ground.
Oh, no.
McNamara picks up a fumble.
How about that?
Bad connection between Hagan and Curtis. Goal line stand for the Mustangs.
Well, it's not just the cobwebs that McNamara needs to dust off. St. John's, too. It's been in the same boat. They haven't been able to practice as much as you'd like. You're going to have miscues, but you got to give credit to this McNamara defense for a goal line stand.
Referees are going to talk about it. I don't know what they're trying to decide. I got the Mustangs taking over inside the 10, right about the 9-yard line as the Gold offense comes back on the field. They just might hit the line of scrimmage. I don't think they're going to waste too much time tempting that referee to call it to lay a game on them. First down, Bishop McNamara inside the 10, inside their own 10. Inside give. Four-yard gain, 3 or 4 yards, going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, talking to Chiara yesterday, Ken, and he was saying that he's starting 3 sophomores. 3 sophomores on his line. We talked about the fact that he had 27 seniors leave the program after last year, having 3 guys up front, but he's really relying on them early in this game, especially right up that gut.
Jordan Adams awaits the snap, 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw the ball quick out. Slips a tackle, slips a second tackle.
Move.
Just outside the 20. I can't get a number from this distance.
Yeah, that's Nick Butler Simpson, the athlete junior.
Who Kiata likes.
Another one
likes
Kiata
to talk
talked about.
Yes.
He talked about it, said this is a young man that's really going to shine. I think he's just got great athleticism. He's pretty tall. I think he's at 6'2". He can play offense and defense, and right there just showed his athleticism, being able to spin out of that initial hit and pick up
and
first down.
I believe he's wearing number 9, a number that near and dear to the Mustang community. Kenny Woe McNamara. Jordan Adams in shotgun, 1st and 10, 22-yard line. Motion. Not much, but taking all of it. It's going to bring up 2nd and long.
That is Tyvon Edmonds Jr., who is on the carry.
Number 3.
Senior running back, athlete, does a whole bunch of stuff, probably does some returning.
Well, you want to see a coach. T, you got these old coaches. That frown is so embedded in their facial expression. I'll tell you after this play, 2nd and 9. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Inside handoff. Once again, I believe that is Tyvon.
Number 3, the ball carrier.
I said, Coach, what positions are you going to play Tyvon at this week? And you could just hear the creakiness of that smile. You know, it starts.
You didn't want to give away any secrets.
Yeah, and then I got to laugh, and he said that Tyvon's going to be a busy man on Saturday. He's a gifted athlete. He's a guy you want to count on whenever you can. And the McNamara Mustangs know what they have in number 3. 3rd and long. 24-yard line. St. John's defense looking to make a play, get that ball back to their offense. Looking to pass. He's looking out to he's going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's on the move. And I don't know if he's going to get that first down. It's going to be close. I got him short, maybe a yard short, 4th down.
Wasn't for the lack of trying, though. I did not see who flew in there for the tackle. That was a great collision.
Good pursuit by the defense. Good effort by Jordan Adams.
4th and 2 for the Mustangs.
Mustangs to punt on 4th and 2.
McNamara's moving the ball a little bit, though. I think they see a little bit of success. If they can somehow capitalize on running the ball inside and getting the ball again on the outside of some of these athletes on a little bit more on a regular basis, more consistent basis.
Jamar Curtis back for the Cadets. And that's a good punt. And Curtis is able to get it on the run. He's past midfield. He's at the 40. We got a flag in the air as he crosses the 30. And his knee will touch down at about the 28-yard line. A flag back around the 40, we'll call it that 44-yard line.
There's a flag on the play.
I'll tell you what, though, pretty good distance on the punt, but not enough hang time because he caught that on the run, and there was not a lot of coverage yet.
Torrin
down
Brown
the
was
field.
there, but you can't. Really, there's not a whole lot you can do when Curtis is on the run.
Yeah, when you got Curtis catching that ball on the run, you're gonna be in trouble.
Holding against the Cadets.
That will go against St. John's. St. John's will get started. This might push them back into their territory. Keep them from starting 2 offensive possessions in McNamara territory. So I know Keattle will take a first quarter win in terms of possession, but the field isn't really flipped when you're starting in midfield each time you get the ball.
That's true. I mean, again, they may not have played a whole lot, but I think these Cadets could get into a more regular season form after a couple of series and get things rolling pretty quick. You don't want to give them short fields. Wyatt Hagan, he's a young man we haven't talked much about yet, Ken, but a guy we've seen.
We've seen him work.
He's done some work. He's a gunslinger. He might not have a huge stature, but he plays with a huge heart. And I know that he's got the backing of all his teammates. It's going to be interesting to see when he gets to start letting that ball go. I know that they have no problem putting the ball in the air with Wyatt Hagan.
Shout out to number 5, Ryken Jarrett at target. I know White wishes he had out here. We wish him the best. He had a great rookie campaign freshman year at University of Maryland, doing not just St. John's proud, but the whole league proud. Wyatt Hagan pumps. He's going to find Josh Gary. That'll move the chains.
Perfectly executed play. Great protection up front. Wyatt Hagan going through his progression is able to step right into the throw, right on target to Josh Gary. Perfectly executed play right there.
It looks like McNamara is getting it done in the trenches, and Pat Ward going over top of him.
Yeah, it looks like McNamara is doing pretty good up front, especially on that goal line. And Pat Ward wants to open it up a little bit, and as we said, Hagan's your guy that can be able to do that.
Hagan in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Ball at the 40-yard line. Handoff, room to run. Looked like Christian Rawlings. And I believe that'll do it for the first quarter. Your score, 0-0. St. John's, McNamara locked up. First day of spring football, T. First day of spring football ever for the WCAC
That's
season.
true.
And it is
true.
Once again, we want to say thank you to a few folks. We certainly want to say thank you to St. Mary's Ryken. We're going to have Coach Aaron Brady on at the halftime of this game to preview his game later tonight, which we will also be bringing you. Good Counsel playing St. Mary's Ryken at 7 p.m. from the very same field. We will be sticking around all day down here. We'll say thank you to Firehouse Subs. Tell you what, you come down here, you talk about nice people, T, people looking out for you. Our Mr. Atlas and his chain of Firehouse Subs down here, amazing that they're looking after us.
Dennis Atlas, I gave him a call, said we're going to have a 12-plus hour day with a crew of 7 without the ability to eat or go anywhere. Can you help us out? He said, definitely going to send you some subs, some chips, some, $6.95 per person. He says, bring your team, bring them on out. It's a great place, but thanks for your partnership. And if you do go to a Firehouse Sub, tell them First Amendment Sports sent you.
Please do.
Founded by firemen.
2nd and 6. Jamar Kurz is out to the left. Wyatt Hagan is going to be brought down. McNamara getting into the backfield again. Let's see if we can. Tyrek Kelly.
Up against Kyrique Mason for St. John's. Just couldn't hold him off enough. What a great play.
Oh, they're going to say that's Ashton Brooks. I got that. I got Tyrek Kelly at number 7. Ashton Brooks, number 2. And I apologize to all you parents out there if I'm calling wrong names.
That yellow on white's tough, man.
And I walked the halls at Bishop McNamara for more than 4 years. Proud Mustang. I wish I could make sure I could see these numbers go. Those maroon jerseys with the yellow numbers would help a brother out, but that's okay. Ashton Brooks, what a player. We'll talk about him before this day is over. 3rd and long. Outside flare, Jamar Curtis. Even when it doesn't look like he's got room to run, he finds room. It will bring up 4th down for the Cadets.
Yeah, only being able to pick up a little bit more, so it's going to be 4th and 10.
No. Yes, 4th and 11. You're right.
4th and 10, 4th and 11. I mean, really, you gotta feel good about this McNamara defense so far, being able to hold their own against this high-powered St. John's Cadets offense, although they're not high-powered yet just because, again, this is their first time out there. You got to get going. They can get going. McNamara making it very difficult for them right now. A lot of pressure.
Cadets
pressure
offense
against Hagen.
Staying on the field. This could be your classic Kevin Ricka pooch punt scenario. Or Pat Ward's got a play drawn up for this very moment. Hagen looking to pass. He's going to run. And he's tripped up. He thought he had room. I think he actually did have a window there. But I got number 55, Sherman Hatton, who Keanu Malloy had a lot to say about when we talked to him earlier this week. Sherman Hatton, I believe he got that one of those claws in the air.
Yeah, once again, got to feel real good about this McNamara defense, being able to come up with some big plays and potentially give their team an opportunity offensively to do something with it. Hagen, again, we've seen where they have a perfect play. They can get it. They get everything firing on all cylinders. But I think the pressure right now, McNamara, and the inexperience or the lack of experience so far playing as a team for St. John's is causing them to not have as much success.
Going deep. And he had a man, Jordan Adams, just a little bit too far from the outstretched arms. Caleb Bird,
well,
junior wide receiver.
And that's a young man's mistake. Jordan Adams needs to learn to put a little bit more air under that ball, allow your receiver to adjust to it. He has the distance, just put a little bit more air under it.
Yep. And Bird looked like he had a step.
That would have been a huge play, especially on the emotion of getting another stop defensively to put 6 on the board right away. I like the call going for it, too.
Unless that was Nick out there. I thought it was Bird. Handoff inside. Oh, man, running through the gauntlet there inside. Going to get about a 3.5-yard pickup to bring up 3rd down for the Mustang offense. Cloud of dust in there.
McNamara not afraid to go right up that middle. Again, you say it's so hard to see some of those numbers, but some of the numbers I do notice. Number 76, Michael Williams, sophomore. He looks the part. He is a big young man. He's got a couple more next to him.
Torrin Brown.
I wouldn't be afraid going up the middle with some guys like that right in front of me.
On the right. Looks like Austin Palmer near side. And they'll below that play dead. I got some flag down. McNamara clapping it up. They might get an extra 5 yards here and make this 3rd down slightly more manageable.
Outside St. John's.
3rd and 2 for the Mustangs. Nine minutes to go in the first half. Knotted at 0. Jordan Adams showing he's not afraid to put some air under the ball.
No, but here I think they keep it on the ground. 3rd and short. This is a big 3rd down for them. Get across midfield for the first time.
He's looking to throw. Quick pass. Inside.
Nice
Great catch. Quick release. And I do. It's Austin Palmer. No, they're going to.
It looked like Austin Palmer. You're right, Ken. I think it was Austin Palmer. Right across the middle, diving and sacrificing himself across the middle there like that. That's dangerous. Putting your body at risk, but making a great catch and moving the chains and getting across midfield for the first time for the Mustangs.
There's a lot, if you could smile, there's a lot of rosters popping around the WCAC these days. Well, inside handoff.
Coach, so.
We got the good stuff straight from Kiata. He says number 17 is Austin Palmer. I'm gonna believe him. And I know how much these kids love Kiata Malloy. If they have number 17, will change his name to Austin Palmer if that's what it takes. Get that smile on Coach's face. 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 for the Mustangs.
Deepest the McNamara offense has been so far in this game, just outside the 40-yard line. Adams under center. I was just going to say he's under center, and he dropped the ball, but he was able to recover it. He hasn't spent a lot of time under center. You wonder if
Now here's a little tidbit for you, Ken.
that center to quarterback handoff wasn't perfected yet.
That ball looked like it dropped straight down. That is the quarterback's fault.
Okay.
If you ever see a snap that kind of goes to the right, to the left, or a little askew, that's the center's fault. If that ball goes directly down, it's because usually the quarterback did not grab the ball. It's a great snap. But again, those are the little things that usually taken care of with experience and time and practice.
Little stutter step in the backfield. They'll drop the Mustang running back for about a 3-yard loss. It'll bring up 4th and long.
And Tyzay Johnson right there making a case for why he's going to the University of Maryland. Great player.
4th and 8 for the Mustangs.
4th and 8. Mustang offense stays on the field. Jordan Adams in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. This is a pooch punt.
Nice punt.
If they can get down there in time and down it. Oh, no, they're making the touchback sound. The touchback sign. I think that was, your guess is as good as mine. I'm going to go with either Torrin Brown or Ashton Brooks.
Nice call by Coach Malloy.
Or Nick Butler-Simpson.
No, that was Brown. Torrin Brown.
Okay. I mean, he's been the first guy down when McNamara's punted today.
How about the punt by Adams?
I saw him doing it before the game, just a couple. I mean, it was when he
Look at you picking up little tidbits.
Well, it was you could, when a quarterback. I mean, that was about a 40-plus yard punt.
That was a nice punt.
Pointed to the corner, and then just unable to make it.
Little bit of a
stick.
spiral and a roll.
Yeah. Hagan under center. Handoff. Curtis, lots of room to run, and he is going, and he's running free, and he's going to go all the way. He's at the 30, 20, getting some separation. He's inside the 5. That's a touchdown. St. John's Cadets, your first touchdown of the 2021 spring season. And it was a handoff, a clean handoff around the right side, and he was greased lightning.
Well, I'm not even sure he was touched at all running
No.
through traffic, but something happened on the corner there. I don't know if a defensive end was cracked down on or if maybe McNamara was out of alignment a little bit, but there was nobody on that corner.
No.
Defensively for McNamara, and Jamar Curtis just uses his speed. Something that was almost like a deja vu moment. We've seen that before.
He created social distance the entirety of that run.
He practices it while playing. Sure.
While playing. Extra point attempt is good. Cadets go up 7-0.
Well, we've seen this because, St. John's has such great athletes that at any given moment, one of these guys can break one. We've seen Jamar Curtis break it before, as we just saw. It's only a matter of time, but just so great to see these kids out here again playing, competing. I know how frustrating it has been talking with some of the coaches. Pat Ward in particular, I asked him yesterday, do you see a difference even just in the mental health of these young men, the emotional health? He says, without a doubt. Just having the opportunity to get back out on the field to compete and feel normal again in the times that they've had. Great to see something like that. Not if you're McNamara. I know you want to get back on the board. I'm impressed with the way McNamara started this game. But St. John's able to strike at any moment on any part of this field with athletes like that.
A lot of effort for McNamara in the first quarter and a half to keep things tight. Giving up a big play like that is a backbreaker. Kickoff will be fielded. In the field, inside, out the end zone. He'll be bringing it back to about the 18, 19-yard line. If you can field that ball.
It looked like Trent Brown, Rohan Davey also in there a little bit on the tackle.
Never know if they're going to let it go. 1st and 10, 19-yard line for the Mustangs. Tyze Johnson, Isaiah Smith. Keep our eye on number 44, Arturo Maddox. Cadets defense, full of heart, full of talent. Arturo Maddox really the heart of that defense. Number 44.
Yeah, Pat Ward.
I'm sorry, not 44. That's Rohan Davey.
But Pat saying Arturo is just a guy that doesn't get enough credit for all the things he does. Gary Rosemont on the stop.
Tyvon Edmonds for the Mustangs. He'll gain about 5 yards. Brings up 2nd down. Number 81 is Arturo Maddox. 44, Rohan Davey. Both of those players got their names called out a lot by us in the last year. Second and 5. Jordan Adams in the shotgun. Another handoff.
Edmonds Jr. again.
Going to move the chains.
They really like that inside, and you got to think they're going to have some play action or something that kind of keep that St. John's team from, trying to stop that middle run and then hit something big on the outside. So far, Edmonds Jr., half a dozen carries right up the middle. Going to feel sore tomorrow.
Deep pass.
Almost a huge
Nick
play
Butler
by
Simpson.
Josh Thompson for St. John's almost came up with a fantastic, almost interception. At least it's going to be a PBR in the books.
Yeah, and Butler Simpson almost really playing defense on that. But once again, Jordan Adams not afraid to put the ball down the field. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Josh Thompson, the cornerback's got some good size. He's got some length to him.
Nothing there. Nothing there.
Yeah, that's great athleticism and great technique and everything. But, again, we were talking about Arturo, and Coach Ward was talking about how much he means to this defense and how much he means to him as a head coach. He kind of runs the defense out there. He was just tapping guys on the backside saying, scoot down, and he knew where that ball was going. He was able to get his players in the right spot so that they were in the right spot to stop that inside run again. Got a whistle here. Going to take a timeout by McNamara. 3rd down and 11 to go. It's not a situation you want to be in this situation. McNamara wants to take a timeout. Think about it. But as I was just saying, Arturo doing a good job of being verbal defensively. He's a captain. He's one of the seniors of this team. It's great to have those kind of kids you can rely on. And Pat Ward has also said in this offseason, during this COVID period, when he's not able to get the kids together, he relied on some of these guys to get the kids motivated, keep them, working. He said we have to be able to control the controllables. And one of the things that you control is you can go out and you can work. You can work hard. You can work out. You can find innovative ways to do it. And we watched this St. John's team in particular do that through social media, through formal programs and the like. Did a great job of keeping these kids focused and determined and working on the things that they could control and work on while everything else was sort of in chaos.
3rd and long. Adams looking to throw. He's looking to his right. Quick outlet. Inside cut by Tyvon Edmonds. Short gain to bring up 4th and long. McNamara will punt.
Well, a problem like that for McNamara's, they're going to get a personal foul here.
4th and 13 for the Mustangs.
Isaiah maybe said something he probably shouldn't have.
Now we got unsportsmanlike on St. John's.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
But going back to McNamara, 3rd and long, the problem is
No, wait,
St. John's.
Does that create a first down for McNamara?
It would be after the play, but you're right. They're going to give him a first down automatic.
It was 4th and 13. If it's a 15-yard penalty, that's good enough to create first down for McNamara Mustangs. That's a big break for McNamara and a big mistake.
Well, as I was going to say, it's hard for McNamara in a situation like that because St. John's knows you have to throw the ball. You got 11 yards to go. You don't have the time to sit back there because St. John's is going to come with everything they had, which they did. But then you make a mistake like that, a mental mistake, cost your team. Now it's first down and 10 for McNamara.
Adams, quick out. And I tell you what, St. John's was ready for it. That's I believe that's
Rohan
Davey.
Davey. Look at the closing speed.
Fooled.
The closing speed he had on that receiver had no chance whatsoever. He knew he was going to get hit as soon as he caught that ball. But it was great recognition by Davey.
Anthem Gray,
and
once sophomore athlete.
Once he committed, he was like a missile.
2nd and 15 or more for this Mustang offense. These long to go situations for the Mustangs, not where they want to be. I got 5 wide, T. Tom Clark's offense just got on the field. I believe that's good. Now, who's that? That's on the center?
It might be on the center. It was a slow snap.
It looked like the left side of the line got going before the center snapped it. And I'll tell you what, for 15-yard personal foul, they've given just about all of that penalty yardage back in two sequences here. 2nd and, at least 20. Roughly 20.
2nd and 21 for the Mustangs.
We'll call it 2nd and 21. 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Mustangs 2nd and a mile. Adams, quick pass in the middle of the field. That's complete as he finds
Pass complete to number 13, Carter.
Wesley Sweeney, number 13. That's what we got on our roster. The PA guy has a different roster. I wonder if he's using the McNamara roster. We haven't agreed on any names.
We got a lot of games. Could be St. Mary's Ryken's roster. Could be the Council's roster.
The last time we called a game,
we got a lot going on out
here.
We
were at American University, T. We were calling a WCAC basketball championship, boys and girls, and what an awesome weekend that was. Little did we know that'd be the last live sporting event we were able to bring. And I knew all those teams and all those rosters. I'm happy to tell you I made plenty of roster mistakes. And we're also just ironing out. We got a new crew here. We're so thankful for our main man, John, and his crew to be out here with us today, helping us out. Had an awesome invitation from the good folks here, John Lombardo and his staff at St. Mary's Ryken, to be down here and be part of this. And we scrambled to put together the team that we could execute with. And I'll tell you what, I'm sitting here looking at a sunny day in southern Maryland and watching people play football, and it feels like fall.
Let's put it this way. We didn't know this time last week we
were
going to be sitting right here.
That's right.
This was all done short notice, but happy to with the COVID restrictions Each player only getting one ticket. That means somebody in the household's not going to be happy. They can't be there, and we're glad that we can bring it to you.
And do they do LASIK surgery to be able to see gold numbers on a white jersey? It's like
I have pretty good eyes, and that's pretty hard for me.
Kiata is crushing me today with his jersey choice. We'll have to talk to him about that.
Pretty sure you were the least of Kiata's concerns today.
No, I mean beyond the least. Like there's the least, and then there's 10 rows down, and that's where I'm at.
Yep. Oh.
Jordan wanted to get through there. I believe that Arturo Maddox met him at the line of scrimmage.
It was either that or Isaiah. It looked like Isaiah Smith, number 88. Possibly. Okay, I'm gonna butcher this name.
Okay, go for it.
David Owijibe.
Ooh.
Ojibe.
I'm
number 8.
You know what? How about this? I'm letting his game do the talking today. Number 8 for St. John's.
He's actually a heck of a player.
He's been a regular in the McNamara backfield all day long, and I know I'm looking over at Coach Mike Ward. I know they've been spending a lot of time with this unit. It's young, and again we're talking about number 40.
Ojibe. That's what it is.
Okay. I'm again. We don't need 2 people butchering it. Let's let you do it for both of us.
Call him David.
To me, it's Dio. Dio in the backfield. What an awesome looking football player too. These defensive linemen with the single digits. I mean, they look 10 times bigger. Wondering
it's a nice look.
If number 7 will make his
Not
way
everybody can pull it off
out there. No,
not everybody can pull it off.
Marcus Simmons, number 99.
Dio pulls it off fairly well.
Tajay Johnson anchoring that entire unit. Where he goes is where St. John's Cadets go. McNamara to punt, 4th and 13. It's going to get a good roll for McNamara. Not a great kick, but it's going to get down to about the 35, 36-yard line. And once again, we've got flags, some extracurriculars, laundry on the field.
Penalty markers are down.
This would be another first down if it's against St. John's again.
It doesn't look like, well, we don't know, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Waiting for the call.
They're getting backed up by St. John's offense on the field.
And that'll be a personal foul against Bishop McNamara.
Dead ball, personal foul against the Mustangs.
They'll walk that up, and then I believe that will put St. John's on the McNamara side of the timeline. So once again, Cadets really only having to work with a half a field on offense so far today with just over 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. This has been where they've taken over.
Well, and the one time they were backed up, if you could call it that.
Just more room for number 5?
Number 5 takes it to the house on the first play.
Four wideouts for the Cadets. Curtis in the backfield with Hagan.
But amazing, it's only 7-0 right now, Ken, given the fact they have had short fields. This McNamara defense doing a great job keeping them out of the zone.
Handoff to Curtis. He makes a guy miss. Flag on the play. Curtis is going.
But it's coming back. That was inside. Looks like it's going to be holding probably against St. John's.
He gets down to about the 10-yard line. I don't know if he saw the flag flying. But it will be holding on St. John's, and it will come back. You know, it's tough for a running back to get a play like that and come back. You're almost happy.
To run all that way, get tackled,
yeah.
sit up, and then realize it didn't count.
What a player. First and long. First and 20, call it.
See if Wyatt
23, 24.
goes a little bit further downfield. We haven't seen him take a shot yet.
Hagen to pass. And he's in the backfield. He does get the ball off. He's in the grass, but he gets the ball off. DJ Lincoln's crossing the field. And he'll be brought down at the 49-yard line.
First chance for Wyatt to go what looked like he was trying to go downfield. Not able to pull the trigger. Tries to get away from some pressure. He gets hit. But we said he doesn't have big stature. However, he had the strength to kind of keep himself up and still deliver a ball to DJ Dankins that made a great play.
DJ Lincolns.
I'm sorry, DJ Lincolns.
Timeout Mustangs.
And that's a smart timeout, right? So you got James Lomax, I believe, who made that stop for the senior linebacker for McNamara. Let that clock go down as far as you possibly can. Let St. John's get set up, and then use that timeout. Give your defense a chance to rest.
Yeah, big play by St. John's. Only made up about 8. So it looks about 2nd and 12. You want your defense to regroup, understand the situation. Yeah, they just had a great play, but you still got them kind of backed up. 2nd and 12, big second down here. Force that 3rd and long, where, again, you could put St. John's in a position now where they're going to have to put the ball in the air, and you can bring the pressure. You sort of are doing the dictating as opposed to the offense dictating to the defense. Big second down here for the Mustangs.
White Hagen, 2nd and long, under shotgun, 1.5 to go. Incomplete.
Yeah, and this is the problem, right? When you don't have the reps in practice, you don't have the chance to do it over and over and over again. Your timing gets thrown off. That, to me, looked like Wyatt was a little bit slow getting the ball to an outside breaking route. And when you hold it just even a second too long, it's not going to be it's going to have to be absolutely perfect pass, and he wasn't able to deliver it before the sticks, forcing what we said McNamara wanted, which was a 3rd and long situation. 3rd and 12 for St. John's now. This is where McNamara likely is going to bring the pressure. There he is getting flushed out. Wyatt running. But great job by McNamara's defense to keep him contained, forcing a 4th and long and another punt for St. John's. Nice job by Wyatt Hagen trying to get out, showing his athleticism. He's had to do that a couple times now, but just not able to come up with the big play to get the first down. McNamara front 4, I think, are very impressive getting pressure on Wyatt. They're not doing it with a whole lot of blitzing, it doesn't seem. It seems like they're getting the most of the pressure from their 4 down linemen. Now McNamara gets somebody back for the return.
Just over a minute to go. Mustangs are getting another crack at this. Fumbled snap. Punt is away. It's not a good one. It'll be fielded. Oh, my goodness gracious. I believe that was James Lomax, the linebacker, with those linebacker hands. But I'll tell you what, it was difficult. Jamar Curtis would have maybe had a hard time with that. Certainly Lomax wasn't expecting that ball to come near him. And the fact that he was able to corral it, McNamara taking over at midfield. where once again, Tyze Johnson, number 40, awaits.
Well, now the field flips a little bit for McNamara. They now sort of get a short field. They've shown they can move the ball a little bit. They haven't done it consistently. But with a short field, maybe here's where they can get an opportunity to put some points on the board. Can't
Jordan
shoot yourself
Adams.
in the foot.
Tyvon Edmonds go back to work for the Mustangs. Low snap. I'll tell you what, Tyze Johnson made Adams pay the price. Adams able to get the ball away.
Yeah, Adams did not have any time there whatsoever. If he's able just to step into that ball a little bit, he can deliver a more catchable pass. But he has to unload it way too early and isn't able to keep it accurate enough.
Second and long. Two wideouts on the short side of the field. Inside handoff, Tyvon Edmonds. That's about a 3.5, 4 yard gain. It'll bring up third and about 7.
He hits it hard. It's that second level they're just not able to break through yet. They're doing a pretty good job right at the line of scrimmage. McNamara is offensively kind of pushing the ball a little bit. But that second level defense for St. John's, just too good. If you're only getting 3.5 yards per pop at those are pretty good, but you got to start expanding out from there. It's not going to get it done.
20 seconds, clock moving. Mustangs showing some patience, willing to let that clock run on third and long. Coach Malloy will burn a timeout. $16 seconds to go. We got a halftime interview with Coach Aaron Brady for St. Mary's Ryken. He'll preview our 7 o'clock game. We will stay with you through that, and maybe we'll take a few second break here. T, we'll keep the camera on.
Well,
on this gorgeous
I'm gonna
field.
eat my Firehouse sub, my second one of the day.
Your second,
So-
you're gonna go. You're before dinner.
I'm gonna have.
You're gonna ruin your dinner of
No,
Firehouse
no,
subs.
the second one that comes. I already ate my first one.
There you go.
I'm gonna eat my second one, and you're not gonna bug me.
Oh no.
I'm gonna need a
No.
10-minute break from you, at some point today.
10-minute break from me.
Yep, a 10-minute silent break from you.
McNamara and Matha together again, except for 10 minutes.
We're gonna need
We're gonna need
spacing. We're gonna need spacing.
It feels right though. We sitting at St. John's on Saturdays the way we have, getting to see the backs of these cadet jerseys, see Pat Ward doing what he does. McNamara will take a knee. They will let the half end, and your score after one half of play: St. John's Cadets 7, Bishop McNamara 0. We're going to keep things running here. Throw ourselves on mute for a few seconds. Watch what's happening on the field, and we'll be right back talking to Coach Aaron Brady about tonight's game. Talk to you in a little bit.
Welcome back to halftime at the St. Mary's Ryken, the Mill Family Field, watching St. John's up 7-0 over the McNamara Mustangs. Today we want to thank Firehouse Subs. Support your local heroes and dine with Firehouse Subs. A portion of your sales go to our first responders. From 2014 to 2021, our local Firehouse Subs have donated over $250,000 in grants for life-saving equipment and local police, firefighters, and EMS. Join us for Military Mondays and Kids Eat for just 99 cents on Tuesdays. Please visit your Firehouse Sub locations in Lexington Park, Prince Frederick, Waldorf, Clinton, Bowie, Annapolis, Bel Air, Maryland, and a store in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Dennis Atlas. Thank you for the subs earlier. I'm going to say thank you for the sub later that I'm going to have. But I know a man who's had a lot of Firehouse Subs, Ken, is sitting in between you and me right now. The head coach of St. Mary's Ryken, Aaron Brady. Aaron, thank you for coming and joining us during halftime right now. It's just great to be out here. It's just great to just be here, you know, watching the kids get a chance to compete again. I know everything that you guys have gone through. We talked to you and would love for you to tell us again just what you've had to go through over the last 12 to 15 months as a head coach. Yeah.
But we have been through a lot, and just getting ready to play a game like these guys today. You know, we went through a scrimmage with Samantha last week, playing good counts tonight. But to get ready to play a game, you forget how much goes into it. You know, to get a football team, get to play on the same page. But for our kids, I mean, it's so exciting. And for the parents too, to get to see their kids play and get out here together again. I love it, man. I love it.
Well, we know that you guys have had a struggle, you know, and it hasn't just been 12 months. Like you said, it's the preparation. It's the things that you got to do to get things going. You guys have been great. St. Mary Ryken has been great. Your community has been great. I mean, even Aaron Norad called me up and says, what can we do to make this happen and to help you guys? Awesome. It's a community feeling out here in St. Mary's Ryken. You got to be so blessed to have that
Very
kind
blessed.
of support.
And
John Lombardi and Lombardo and everybody.
Blame me, St. Mary's Ryken community. I messed up the mics. I had you on. I thought I had you on 3. I had you on 4. So you're sounding good.
Okay.
And everyone's hearing you. Everyone knows.
We're in preseason form too.
Spring season.
Hey,
spring season.
We're all in spring season. We're all in spring season.
I don't want to cut you off too much. I just see it on your shirt, Cleo. I know. I mean, it's everywhere. All the things that we got from you guys, and you're wearing it as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I got here 4 years ago, and I wanted to have a mantra. Everywhere I've been, you know, there's a mantra, right? Everybody has something you get behind, and sometimes it's a year thing, right? Where you put it on the shirt, and maybe it's work hard, or you probably you played the math.
Sure,
you probably remember what yours was.
Did it the math. Did it in Maryland, sure.
Absolutely. So, and I got here, we didn't have one. And I was watching when the game stood tall, you know, De La Salle. A great movie. You haven't
seen
movie. Unbelievable movie.
Yep.
But in the movie, they talk about Leo, love each other. And this was like July, and I was like, well, put a K in front of it, it's Cleo.
There you
know,
go.
and that's where it started. And we have kept it in place ever since. You know, I'm big on traditions.
Knights love each other.
Knights love each other.
And you said it's their first time, or it's just a great feeling that something that the football team started has taken a much larger meaning with the school.
Absolutely. Hear kids say it that aren't football players.
Right.
Talk about Cleo. You know, that's overwhelming for me, you know, and our staff, because we kind of brought that here. But the kids are the ones that have made it happen and made it real. Because, you know, like I tell my kids all the time, I wish when I was 14, 17 years old, someone had told me to be more unselfish.
Right.
You know, and care about my teammates more than myself. And we all know successful teams, you have guys that are selfless like that, and they work hard. And that's been part of our, you know, our emergence here, I think, with our program is football is important, but it's all the other things we do. You know, respect for teachers, doing your work on time, you know, all little things. You know, being a great person off the field, holding doors for people.
Right.
You know, when we could shake hands, look them in the eye. You know,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like all those things. you know this, when someone comes on campus and your kid shakes their hand, looks them in the eye,
Yeah.
they're like, wow, that's impressive.
Yes.
Every kid I met here
It,
did
it
that.
makes a difference.
And that's not just football. That's our school. That's our community. And back to, Aaron Norad and John Lombardo, Aaron's our Touchdown Club president. The Touchdown Club has been a big part of our success here as well at St. Mary's Ryken because they're an extension of us. And we're always trying to do things, and travel and play games. So I think that's a big part of the experience. In my 3 years here, we've been to 12 colleges as a team.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's pretty cool.
That is.
And we placed 4 managers in colleges or filmers, and 2 of them happened because they were on one of those trips with us and they saw a college they never saw before. And then back to our administration and John Lombardo and the athletic staff, DJ Hayes. They made this happen. Really, with the COVID protocols with the county and St. Mary's and getting these teams down here. I mean, this is awesome. Doubleheader in football in spring. And they made it happen. So my hats are off to them and all the people that are spending their day here, including you guys, to broadcast this out to people really across the country that are interested in WCAC football.
Well, as we talked about this week, I always like for people who don't know to be responsible for them finding out. But more than anything else, as parents of kids ourselves, parents can't be here, family can't be here, aunts and uncles, grandparents. I'll tell you, it is our pleasure. Hopefully we say kids' names right and we get them
Right.
on there. But at the end of the day, parents are working so hard. Talk a little bit about that, getting their kids to practices, finding, getting a schedule, different times of the day, different days of the week, busting their butts to be wherever, the kid needs to be. If we don't do what we can to get this to them, why are we even doing it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And how about the kids? You touched on it through COVID. Just to brag on your own kids and your own team for a little bit. It provided an opportunity for leadership, right? Provided an opportunity for these kids to do some things on their own, to learn how to do them on their own. Talk about how that worked in your program.
Well, I mean, number one, you got to figure out where you're going to work out because none of our schools could use our weight rooms, for long periods of time. So you got to figure out where you're going to go, take ownership of yourself.
Not a problem for Kevin Ricka in his days, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah,
My man walks. He just walks.
Really?
He just keeps walking.
weight room closed, no problem.
That's awesome. I think the interesting thing you bring up, though, is the leadership thing is you have the seniors that are still here and you have the juniors that normally would have started their senior year. Right? Because normally, football teams, for lack of a better word, football teams die in Thanksgiving, right? And a new team blooms December, January, right? And I always tell my juniors, I call them seniors. From December 1st to Thanksgiving, I call them seniors. Because your senior football year starts then.
That's
It's
right.
not like a spring sport or a winter sport. Like your senior year starts when you're 3 months into junior year.
It's like molting.
Right. So that's an interesting – right. Well, that's a molting, yes.
Yes.
That's a combination, too, of, like, seniors that are still here that care, right, and want to be a part of it. And you have the juniors that are trying to get ready for the fall season. You know what I mean? So that's been an interesting – but our kids, I really feel like are a tight-knit group, and we don't have any issues like that. Mm-hmm. And we really put a lot of onus on the freshmen being treated the same, too. I know we went to school, freshmen were not treated the same.
No.
Right? But – and when I got here –
not all of them.
No. But I said at some point, somebody has to change that. Who's going to change that, right? And you can be that senior group, my first group here, that can change how we treat the freshmen, that we bring all the families in, and that's what creates a family, I think, and that's what St. Mary's Ryken's all about.
Take a minute. They're getting ready to start this second half here soon, but we're going to get a chance to see your squad later.
Yes, sir.
Against the defending
squad,
champions.
The defending champions. Tell us a little bit about what to expect from your squad in that next game.
I think we're going to play with a lot of energy. Obviously, we're playing a really stout opponent, one of the better teams in the country, really. I mean, and Stefanelli and his staff do a great job. They're going to be sound. They're always physical. You got to stop the run. You know what I mean? And they have great backs, and they always have a great scheme. So we got our hands full, but we're excited to play football and on this stage and to be right here at home. It's really exciting for our kids and our community.
Tell us about some of the guys that you expect on your squad for us to be calling their names out quite a bit this evening.
Well, I mean, you got to start with our quarterback, Trev Norwood. It's his third year as a starter. He's a great leader as well. Looking for big things from him tonight. Our left tackle, Clayton Allen, big guy who got himself in really good shape now. He's down to 315 and hurt his elbow. Didn't play last week against the Matha, but he'll be up there tonight. And then on defense, we got a host of guys that can play, but really you want to check out Terrence McCulley, our nose guard, and our middle linebacker, Kalen Perez. But, I mean, there's so many guys I can name on defense, to be honest.
We can't wait. I mean,
Yeah.
just the fact that we're out here is got a second half here. We got a great game tonight. St. Mary's Ryken against Good Counsel. I'm really looking forward to that.
Under the
I
lights.
know that you
Yeah.
and your kids are really looking forward to it.
Definitely pumped.
And it
Be ready to
feels
go.
like fall. It's basically fall
does.
weather. I mean,
Beautiful.
it's going to be 40-something degrees, maybe 50 degrees by kickoff.
Tonight's one of those nights you
It'll be
shouldn't
great.
need a pep talk to be ready to play.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
No, you don't.
You know?
You don't.
So,
But you do need a
Absolutely.
firehouse sub to get that in your
Yes,
belly.
you do. Yes, you do.
What are you looking for in the second half of this game, Coach? McNamara, a super young team, working so hard in the first half to keep things close and give up that big play, which is, again, and that's what you can't do.
right.
Other than that play, it's really been a pretty even battle. There's been some mistakes, obviously some penalties really hurt St. John's. But looking at Coach Ward in his first effort, and Coach Malloy with such a young team and 7-0 game, what are you looking for in the second half?
Well, I think this first drive is going to be big for McNamara. If they can, keep any points off the board and get the ball back, that's going to be huge. You got to win the third quarter here because St. John's is so explosive that if they get it rolling,
And they can wear you down.
and they can wear you down.
Yeah.
That's scary. But I mean, hats off to McNamara how they played.
Oh, ball bounces straight up on Curtis. And I tell you what, he can make some players miss. He's going to get out to the 20-yard line. We said he creates social distancing every time he's got the ball, Coach.
He's special. There's no doubt.
Speaking of special, as number 7 goes out on the field to get things started, Antoine Littleton. Brute finesse, as we like to say, with number 7. Wyatt Hagan, first year getting his first reps as quarterback for Coach Ward's offense.
We were talking about some of the sloppy plays, some of the negative mistakes and plays, but you're going to expect that.
Absolutely.
Because you guys really, a lot of these teams haven't been able to have a full squad
Right.
until earlier this week. I mean, to be able to have all your snaps work
Right.
and all your timing work and everything, it's got to be frustrating for a coach and for players, but it's the reality of it.
It's very frustrating. I mean, even the amount of practice time we have is so limited.
Look at Littleton go,
Wow.
and he's going to dance a little bit
High-stepping.
on the sidelines, and he's going to get out of bounds without having to hit the turf. That's not fair.
It's so fun to watch.
Wow. He is a big kid.
He
But athletic
Yep.
at that size
Amazing.
is the athleticism
It's coming
and the
back.
size combo.
It looks like it's coming back.
I didn't see laundry, but it does look like it's coming
Yeah,
back.
they got it right around the 30-yard line, 31-yard line. We'll get a signal here from the head ref. And it will be holding against St. John's.
Against the Cadets.
It'll be from the spot, so
Looks like they're going to gain a couple yards on the play. Be about 1st and 7.5, 1st and 8. And it might not have counted in stats, but the stutter step, Deion Sanders sideline dance by Antoine Littleton definitely stands. It definitely counts, and he stays on the field. G.J. Lincoln's coming out wide for the Cadets. Hagan shotgun. That's an outside pass, a little rub. McNamara, team tackle.
again, St. John's having to go with some of the quick hitter passes, not able to go downfield because of the pressure. McNamara's been able to get in there.
2nd and short. They change up personnel. Looks like they still got the same package in. It's like Asa Gregg out wide to the left. I believe that's Josh Gary in the slot. Higgins to pass. He's going to come out, and Bryce Butler through the breadbasket, bounced it off his knee.
May have taken his eye off the ball just at the last second, wanting to turn the ball upfield. Even a veteran like Bryce is going to make a mistake like that. Again, you're just not into the rhythm, Coach. You're not into the rhythm of how things are supposed to be, and you know some of the small things you tend to lose focus on.
And that's the hardest part for playing a football game right now is the short amount of time you have to practice all little nuances you know about playing the game, you don't have time to do them. And especially special teams. Special teams, you're doing very little on special teams right now because you're just trying to run an offense and a defense. You know what I mean? How do you find time to do that?
That's right.
Big opportunity for Bishop McNamara to get off the field on 3rd down early in this second half. Hagens and Littleton in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to Littleton. He's got a head of steam.
3, 4, 5.
Like a locomotion-sized head of steam, a steam engine.
5 Mustangs have to hit him to get him down.
And he'll get a blow. He'll come off the field along with Josh Gary. Get a rest.
Josh Gary, the son of
Olandis
Gary.
Oh, is that right?
Formerly of Riverdale Baptist, and then went on to Georgia and on to the NFL.
Denver Broncos for a while, yeah.
Maybe one or two other teams.
And now he's on the sidelines for St. John's as their running back coach.
Looks like he'd still play.
Oh, yeah. Just on the Cadets side of the timeline, 1st and 10. Under 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Hagen stays in the shotgun. Play blown dead.
That's one of the neat things about this league, too, we had talked about the other day, is the coaching staffs. I mean, the guys in this league and the people that, even as assistants that come out, especially them, there's some really knowledgeable guys and they've done great. You know what I mean? I've been there and done it. And then some guys that come back. Like we have a few alums on our staff.
Yeah.
They're WCAC alums. I mean, it's
every one of you coaches, you, Pat Ward, Kiana, Andy, all talked about how much they appreciate their staffs, what they do, not getting paid a whole lot of money to come out here and be a part of kids, put your lives on the line with the COVID and what have you.
Rawlings and Curtis, full house back there. Inside handoff to Jamar Curtis, and he sneaks through. It will bring up 2nd down. It was 1st and long because of the penalty. He turns it into 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6 for the Cadets into McNamara territory. He's such a weapon.
2nd down and 5 for St. John's.
It's like a video game.
Oh, yeah.
The way he cuts,
it's a joystick.
It kind of reminds you of Bo Jackson, Tecmo Bowl, where he just get out of reach and people diving for his feet.
DJ Lincoln's joined by Rollins on the left side. Inside throw. That's going to be. Let's see, who do we got as the receiver there?
Complete to number 16, Williams.
Sean Williams.
Touchdown, St. John's.
Big play for the Cadets.
Well, a beautiful pass by Wyatt Hagen. He, again, able to sit in the pocket when he can step and deliver. It's right on target, in
rhythm.
Stride.
Jamar Curtis, he's moving over to his left, makes one tackler miss. He's getting wide. McNamara able to bring him down. I believe that's Torrin Brown. He'll be everywhere today for Bishop McNamara. He's going to sleep well tonight. He's been the first man to the ball on a variety of scenarios. 2nd and long for the Cadets. I'll never get used to, nor do I ever want to get used to the silence of a stadium. We were talking about it with some friends yesterday.
Yeah.
The hardest part for sports coming back isn't just about getting people back to the stadium so people can see it live. When you watch it on TV and you watch it for us, you want to be able to hear the fans.
So
It's a soundtrack, and it matters. Under 8 minutes, Christian Rawlings gets the give, and he's going to get about 4 or 5 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and long. Call it 3rd and 8 for the Cadet offense. So they're just outside the red zone. Referees just trying to maintain control, stay in charge.
Once again, it's a big 3rd down, though, for McNamara defensively. If they can get a stop here, force what would probably be a field goal attempt, it'd be a huge win for this McNamara defense again. It's a very good St. John's offense.
Littleton and Curtis in the backfield. That's not fair. Curtis, motion to the right. Hagan had him. He's going to move to his left. He's on the run, and he's got a lot of room now back to his right as he's back to the middle of the field. He's directing traffic, launches it to the end zone. And I'll tell you what, it was almost intercepted, then almost caught and dropped at the goal line.
Wow.
Well, that's now Wyatt showing his athleticism. A play that was completely dead, flushed out to the left, to reverse his field all the way to the other side, directing traffic, trying to make something happen.
And he had his man. It was a well-placed ball. Don't know if that was Nick Butler-Simpson or not, who had a chance. We have a young man down on the field. Hopefully it's just a cramp. Get him to his feet.
You know, while we have the break in action, Ken, we should let our guest get back to his duties because you're hosting today. So there you got a lot more to do than just coach, but your kids are showing up. Really appreciate you being here. And once again, thanks to St. Mary's Ryken for all that they've done to make this work.
He's like a hostage, an on-air hostage.
I know. He's sitting here looking at his watch, checking his phone.
Yeah, like,
going,
no,
these
you're
guys,
not going anywhere.
Do
man.
I
We're
leave?
We're hanging out
Do
football.
I leave? Do I go?
All right.
Great job. I appreciate you guys.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much for coming down and getting set up and
This
doing
has been
double
great.
header. Oh,
Without a doubt. We look forward to the rest of this long night, and we wish you the best of luck.
Awesome.
Take care of business, and you know where we'll be.
Sounds good. Thanks,
All right,
guys.
Coach. We'll see you soon.
See you later. All right. Thank you.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
As the McNamara training staff tends to hit to young men, we haven't gotten a number yet, but again, he looks from here looks okay. I don't want to be a doctor on the air, but yes, he's going to get to his feet, and they're going to get him off the field. And there's the sound that you like to hear at a sporting event. The sound of everyone in the place clapping. I believe that's number 27. And based on what Kiata gave me, 27, Cade Binns.
Able to walk off on his own power. That's good.
That's right. 4th down, ladies and gentlemen. 4th and 8 outside
I tell you what.
the red zone. There's some noise you get from the McNamara
Pat Ward very
cheering
high
section.
on Ryan Dunkel.
It's going to be a field goal attempt for the Cadets. Field goal is up.
Wow.
Lot of leg.
There was some
Good.
There was some pop in that ball, but just pull it to the left just a little bit. McNamara once again
Well,
able to
Coach Brady
avoid
said.
any kind of disaster.
Keeping points off the board. Coach Brady said you got to win the 3rd quarter if you're Bishop McNamara. That's number one goal because St. John's Cadets, they don't just come at you for 2 or 3 quarters. You're going to get the same effort from them in the 4th as you saw in the 1st.
And they have the advantage of numbers, you know. Pat Ward says the only place where he doesn't have a whole lot of depth is on the offensive line, but everywhere else he's got the depth.
Yep.
You know, and when you got the depth, and McNamara's got some guys going both ways, it's hard. You wear teams down when you have fresh legs in the 4th quarter.
Tyvon Edmonds comes back to join Jordan Adams in the backfield. 6:43 to go in the 3rd quarter, and it is a handoff. Tyvon Edmonds bouncing around. He will be brought down by Arturo Maddox. Physical tackle. Edmonds is getting his money's worth today.
Yeah,
He's dishing it out, but he took it on that one. And Arturo Maddox, he
doesn't shy away from it. There's no doubt about it. He takes it on. He's going up the middle. He's taking on the big guys in there. He's fighting for every yard. He won't go down easy.
And number 81 is going to make tackles. We know that. 2nd and 7. Coming up on 6 minutes to go. Jordan Adams, Tyvon Edmonds in the backfield for the Mustangs. Three sophomore offensive linemen, I believe, for Bishop McNamara today. They're getting tested. Trial by fire. And that ball, I believe, is on the ground. And it is St. John's ball.
I think it's Arturo Maddox picking
Didn't
up
get a chance
the
to see
fumble.
how it shook loose there, T.
I didn't see how it got loose. It was a low snap. Low snap by McNamara. He was not able to get the ball secured to the running back. Ball drops on the ground, and I think Arturo Maddox was the one that was able to get in and make the play. Picking up the ball. Short field now for St. John's offense.
Here we get a chance to see what happened here. Looked like maybe a low snap out of the gate. It was a low snap, and then just a rough transition. Adams tried to keep it, maybe thought better of the handoff. St. John's takes over. 1st and 10 from McNamara's 14. Just a heartbreaker for the Mustangs. Thought they were getting out of there. Jamar Curtis working around to the right side. We got a flag on the field. Short gain for Jamar Curtis. We'll see that it is, in fact, holding on the Cadets. That'll back them up just outside the red zone. You get a sense, T, with this kind of work in March and April, how much better both of these programs or all these programs will be in September.
Yeah, and a lot of the coaches talked on that. You know, they touched on that this week when we were talking to them. And Brady just said it. There's a balance. There's a couple seniors you want to have, get that opportunity, get themselves on tape, maybe, have an opportunity at the next level. But also you got these juniors and these sophomores that are going to be the meat and the bread and everything of your team in the fall. Gives them an opportunity to really tune up, give them a little bit of a head start on next season.
1st and 20, Hagen's in the shotgun. Looks like he's joined by Rawlings. He's going to flare out to his right, and that's where the ball's going to go. Number 13 got lots of room to run. He's past the 20. He's down to the 10-yard line. He's forcing his way in down around the 6, 7-yard line. Wide open route there. And T, I think Hagen's he ran for his life more than a few times already today. But I think that play's probably been there 2 or 3 times already today, with both Curtis and Rawlings.
Yeah, Christian Rawlings getting some
and
time.
Littleton, for that matter.
Christian Rawlings getting some time. He's been around, but Colby McDonald, who's not playing today, normally would have played in the fall, headed to Maryland next season, opted out of the season for the spring. So Christian Rawlings getting more time, and first time he's had the ball in space, and you see what kind of speed and athleticism he has.
Hagen in shotgun. Butler in motion. Looks like he's going to get a lead block in. Christian Rawlings. Touchdown, St. John's. Right over the left side. Big time run for number 13 as Pat Ward gets his offense in the end zone for the second time today. This time from a little closer in than the first touchdown they scored, T. McNamara gives it up, though. McNamara gives that turnover is a backbreaker.
Yeah, turnovers are tough. Turnovers are tough. Give teams like this short field, even though McNamara defense has done a great job. But as we were saying, St. John's going to wear you down, and they're playing like a lineman is the head coach of this team. It's smacky in the mouth. It's big boy football. They're playing between the tackles for the most part. And that's where most of the damage is being done.
Looks like Torrin Brown. He put his nose in there on every single play, actually. And I tell you what, and he's going to come off. He might just have a little bit of a cramp. A lot of pride on this field today, both sidelines. I'd like to see that, especially given all the circumstances. That's one thing we talked about with Kiata and really with all the coaches, is the level of commitment from these athletes. There's no question their heart's in it, that's for sure. He's got some leg, T. You're right, there's a little pop on that ball when he kicks it.
I've been following him on Twitter. He's been at a bunch of camps.
Ryan Dunkel.
He's done a great job. Really high and looking forward to the future of this young man.
Well, St. John's, I'll tell you what, they've put some punters and kickers and long snappers. Their special teams units have paid for some educations for some young men over the last few years. 14-0, just over 5 minutes to go in the third quarter here. The Mill Family Field. I can't say thank you enough to all the folks at St. Mary's Ryken for making this possible, hosting all these families. We know not everyone who wanted to be here could be here today, and we hope you are taking advantage of an opportunity to see your son or your grandson or your nephew or your brother play ball today, whether they're wearing maroon and gold or what do you call that? Scarlet and gray. Scarlet and gray. I don't want to say it wrong.
I did have 3 brothers that went to the school. I should know a little bit about it.
You should know a little bit about it. There's a lot of should. There's a lot of, that boy's got a lot of should.
There's a lot of things I should know.
There's a lot of should in that boy. Dunkel with a line drive. It will make its way to the end zone. Ball comes out to the 20. 1st and 10. Mustangs take over.
Touchback on the kickoff.
We talked about it a little bit there in the last drive. 3 sophomore offensive linemen that Keada Malloy is sending out there, on this day. And, a guy like him who's played certainly at such a high level in this conference when he was a player, Bishop McNamara, Hall of Famer, he knows that was another one that kind of got a smile on his face. He knows. He knows, he calls himself a big picture guy, a realist. He knows what to expect when you have such youth at such an important spot on the field. But this is it. This is what he does. He's constantly teaching, constantly developing. There's an inside run that's going nowhere. That'll be a loss, bringing up 2nd down. But we talked to Keada. He said, I'm always teaching. Got to always be teaching the game. The preparation, he said, the preparation's easy to implement when teaching the game is your number 1 priority. He tells his kids, one thing you can always control is your effort. So he's gonna teach. He's gonna ask for commitment. By my 2 eyes, he's getting it, and you're gonna see the effort.
Well, unfortunately, coaches are really only measured by their wins and losses, but there's so much more than that. They are teachers. They're molders of young men. And I think Keada's doing a great job of that aspect of this.
Short gain. It will bring up 3rd and long as McNamara keeps it on the ground. Tyvon Edmonds, I'll tell you what, he's going to have some bruises when he gets home tonight. The gifted athlete from Forestville.
And they're going to get better. I mean, they've shown they can move the ball. They've shown they can move be successful. They just need more consistency, and the only way you can do that or get better at that is with repetitions, and they haven't had that.
3rd and 13. I want to say it's at least the 3rd or 4th time this exact down and distance. Great throw, unable. Austin Palmer.
You saw it
Couldn't
that
bring
time.
it in.
Well, you saw it that time. His head turns upfield. Right before the ball gets there, he's not able to look the ball all the way in. If he looked the ball all the way in and then turns his head upfield, he had a little bit of room. The ball was there, certainly with enough time for him to make, some yardage after the catch.
Punt team on for the Mustangs. Jamar Curtis.
That's the other thing, Ken.
Standing at midfield.
Win or lose, what these coaches get is they get game situation on film, and that's how you teach too. You teach kids by only showing them what they did right and what they did wrong and how to work on it. It's so big for these programs and these kids to have an opportunity once again
High
to be able
snap.
to do that.
Gary Rosemond got deep. I'll tell you what, that ball I believe hit McNamara's helmet first, then Jamar Curtis. So I don't believe it would have been a muff to hit the kicking team. I think, and in the pros, of course, the defense touches it first. The offensive player can pick it up and run, and in fact can't fumble.
Yeah, there's no penalty to it.
That's right. But in high school, I believe it's a dead ball.
Yes.
At contact.
The ball's down.
Just a little precursor. I'll tell you what, number 5. You never know if a guy's going to make it to the NFL, but you always know what guy you want to see. Jamar Curtis is one of those guys.
He's just so good, vision, his ability, his quickness, his ability to cut inside.
He stays on the field. He's in the backfield with Wyatt Hagan. And it will be a handoff to number 5. He's through the middle of the field in a flash, and he is straight down the middle. St. John's, big play again. Number 5, Jamar Curtis, absolutely.
More social distancing on field.
I mean,
he's doing his part.
We'll gotta be a hats off scenario for that offensive line. You get through the offensive line untouched. Some offensive linemen did something right.
Well, from our vantage point, he gets it, takes it up the middle, and it just shoots out of that crowded middle of the field,
See
and
it
no
again
one's going
here.
to touch him.
And there he is, Bryce Butler with a great lead block. And, I mean, that's lightning in a bottle. Good luck. Jamar Curtis, great run. Extra point is up, and it's good as St. John's takes a 21-0 lead, 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And T, this is something we've seen from the Cadets in the last 2, 3, 4 years is they get to a certain point of the game, and they're still operating kind of on all cylinders, and their opponent is starting to look a little worn down, and that's kind of what we're seeing on the McNamara sideline. A little bit of fatigue, a little bit, they've been banged up. Some of these guys have been going two ways, as you said, T. And this is gut check time for McNamara. I mean, it's late in the third quarter. You want to see some guys make some plays. You want to see end the game strong.
Yeah, we've seen multiple guys for St. John's touch the ball, make some plays. They can usher guys in, give guys breaks. And what's scary about them is they're able to make those big plays, those big X-factor plays like we've seen Curtis make 2 of those today. But then they can be methodical. They can eat up time on the clock. They can wear you down and bring other guys in and be fresh in the fourth quarter when your two-way players for McNamara and other teams, they're sucking wind because you can be in great shape, but that's tough to do 4 quarters and still be able to be fresh in the fourth quarter against a team that's got so many players that they can use.
Also, it kind of makes Pat Ward a genius when you hand the ball off to Jamar Curtis. You're like, hey, great idea, great play, amazing call.
Pat will take that.
We got a touchback.
Touchback on the kickoff. 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Mustangs.
As St. John's is asserting themselves physically at this point of the game on just about every play. Looking for the McNamara Mustangs as they take the field on offense. Let's get a couple first downs. Feel good about some execution. And as you said, T, get something down on film for them to work on.
Well, it's just easier to teach,
yep.
Right? It's easier to say, here's what you were doing. Here's what you're supposed to do. Here's what you did do. Why'd you do it that way? And here's why you should do it differently. I mean, it's just the way of teaching is so much better.
Edmonds around the left side. He's got a long way to go to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he does not get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and long. And that's after making a guy miss in the backfield as Edmonds was running away from a couple Cadets. We're now under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Mustangs finding themselves again, in a disadvantageous down and distance. Askew D'ing up Torrin Brown here on our side of the field. I believe they're going to get St. John's for offsides. I'll pull McNamara a little bit closer. Give back some of those yards they just lost. First, it'll be 2nd and 11.
Offside St. John's.
And McNamara's got to learn the kids. I know the coaches know it. The kids got to learn a 2nd and long situation like this should not be daunting. It's tough, but you don't have to get it all back at once. It takes maturity to know that. It takes a little bit of patience to know that. And it takes just a couple times of being successful to know that.
Adams moving out to his right. There's a pass, complete.
Nice play. Very well designed. Adams looked very cool and calm, collected on the rollout with his head downfield. A strike that he throws on the run.
Wesley Sweeney. I got Darren Carter down as number 6 until someone tells me differently.
We can only go by what they gave us.
We can only go by that. But if that is Carter, it's Good catch by Carter. Good connection between Sweeney and Adams.
Maybe before the next game we check our roster versus the announcer's roster.
I don't know. That might be too stressful. Adams looking to his left. He's being flushed now to his left, and he will get it off. Looks like Grant from a distance, and it'll be short of the first down. I'm going to check myself.
Not for the lack of trying, though.
Number 16, Edmonds.
Keeping it alive. Adams keeping it alive.
Now I know. He said, the announcer said that's Evans. Well, I know that's not Evans. I think that's Gray, Anthony Gray. It's going to be 4th and 5. That'll bring the punt team onto the field. Curtis back deep, standing just about midfield for the Cadets to return this punt. I'm going to tell you, if Torrin Brown's back on the field, and I think that he is, I would expect him to be the first one to the ball again. Under a minute to go in the quarter. High snap. And it is blocked. And it'll be recovered by McNamara, but I believe that's Gary Rosemont. I think you heard me say on the last play, he was pretty close to getting there. It's a tough snap for McNamara to defend. It got there slow, and it was high at that. Didn't give the punter really a chance.
But we just heard Aaron Brady, head coach of St. Mary's Ryken, say the last thing that we're able to do is special teams.
Yep.
He goes, who has time to spend time on special teams when you're just trying to get an offense put together? That looks somewhat capable of doing what it should be doing. We're going to see plays like that, especially in the first week of what we hope to be a 5-week season, this being the first of the 5.
And Gary Rosemont, he's a gifted athlete.
Absolutely.
He got back there quickly, and he did what you would expect number 1 to do. Littleton in the backfield. I got a jump on the right tackle here. It's like a little bit of Carlos Moore. Get a little bit of excitement there. Maybe they were running his way with Antoine Littleton.
Yep. Let's talk about some of these guys. Carlos Moore, one of the guys that Pat Ward and Mike Ward yesterday on the phone call said a lot of things about. Jordan Seaton, number 77. Kid looks so good in a uniform.
Butler
really high on him.
Hagan awaits a snap. He's looking to throw to his left, and he will. Bryce Butler, good catch, brings it into his body, secures it. The way to come back from that last drop.
Number 14, Bryce Butler.
It'll be second and about 6.5. Maybe we'll call it 7. 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. We'll see if the Cadets run a play.
A couple of the other big guys for St. John's up front, Ian Miller, Kahini Austin.
We got a referee timeout. There's a young man from McNamara on the field, and he looks like from the secondary. We'll see what happened there. And I believe that's a referee's timeout, not a McNamara timeout. As Coach Malloy and his staff come out to check on the young man. Gorgeous day down here in Leonardtown T. Getting the chance to watch football. Again, number 1 word, thankful.
Yeah, just happy for the kids. Happy for the kids to have something they've been looking forward to this opportunity for so long. I feel good for them. It's a big win for everybody.
That's right.
I know it's a big win for me. Get me out of the house. First time I've been out of the house.
Sounds like it's more like a big win for Leslie.
Well,
to get you out of the house.
That is 100% true. Although I do have to say, throw out a happy birthday to my daughter, Sophie Strachan, turned 13 this week. 13, teenager, man. Whew. She's having her friends over tonight for a socially distant outside projector movie.
That's good. I mean, just glad that, again, just like the Rick is able to gather and make it work for a family gathering, these young kids getting some semblance, having a birthday party. I mean, if we ever took it for granted, shame on us. But,
right.
Now find ourselves at a time when anything we can do to see each other, to be together in whatever way that is.
I'm looking forward to a non-COVID restriction backyard bash.
Yeah, you better believe it. It's on the way.
An infamous social gathering.
will live in infamy. Bryce Butler settles in. We can get wide. Hagan moving out to his right. He releases the ball into end zone. DJ Lincolns for the touchdown, St. John's Cadets.
And that's what's exciting about Wyatt and what he's able to do. He goes to his right, he's moving. He threw a strike, an absolute strike.
And we
to
will
DJ
get
Lincolns.
A penalty in the end zone. I believe Hingle McCringleberry. Flag for celebration in the end zone. But yeah, what we ran wide. I think had a nice little Bryce Butler escort to the right side of the field, and just a wide look at number 18, who's one heck of a target.
A
in
beautiful
the end zone.
throw. Beautiful throw. Well-designed play. DJ Lincolns, though, had a little bit too much fun after the celebration. I mean, after the touchdown with the celebration, got a flag thrown on him that we'll see, I think, assessed on the kick. Pat Ward getting to do his head coaching duties and pull a young man aside and say, I know you're having fun, but come on, man. Come on. Don't hurt the team.
We'll get an explanation here from the ref.
Were you not listening to me? It was excessive celebration.
No, he'll let him know he's gonna move it. As St. John's takes a 4-touchdown lead, referee's gonna explain to Coach Ward and his staff. And based on what I'm seeing, we're just far enough away to where we can't hear the words they're saying, but we get a sense of what the ref's saying. But I think basically what he's saying is, hey, there's a lot of stuff going on in between the whistles. It's probably something he's going to tell Keada Malloy at the same time, and saying, hey, let's get out of here for the fourth quarter. We're going to look at that touchdown one more time. There's Bryce Butler. There he is, kind of moving out wide, gives him a low option. DJ Lincoln's great throw by Wyatt. Let's see where they set up this kick at the 25. McNamara will have a chance to return this one. Fourth quarter tee, 28-0. Cadets over the Mustangs.
Well, and it's actually it's a little closer than 28-0. St. John's has been given a couple of short fields here as of late for the last 14 points, but I was really impressed with McNamara's defense, what they were able to do against the St. John's offense like this in the first 2.5, 3 quarters. But St. John's, as we said, pulling away a little bit here as the game wears on.
Short kick. And McNamara will recover. There was a collision at the ball.
Well, Edmonds Jr.'s got to know that's a live ball. You can't let it just sit there on the ground. That's St. John's ball. You got to go cover it up.
Yep.
At the very least, make sure that you secure it. You didn't call for a fair catch.
No, the kick dropped right in that wide open area where there was nobody.
But again, special teams, right? These are the smaller things of the game, the finer points that you get to remind kids, on Thursdays and Fridays because you've worked on it for a couple weeks. Oh yeah, don't forget, this is something that happens. Yeah, those are the things that they don't have the time to do right now, right? Again, a teaching moment now. I don't think Edmonds Jr. will ever make that mistake again.
Jordan Adams. There's the handoff to Tyvon Edmonds. He's off the right side. He's going to get some positive yardage. And that's what McNamara wants to see.
And that's an example of a running back putting some punishment on the defender.
And there's a flag.
Yeah, got a little
Another
bit
flag.
More extra.
Things are getting a little chippy here in this game.
You blame them? They've been waiting for 15 months to do this. You don't like to see it, but
don't like to see it, but it's kids who haven't had a chance.
I get it, right?
McNamara will be the beneficiary of this particular penalty. We'll get the call here from the referee if he's going to count off 15. Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike against St. John's. That'll move McNamara to about the 42-yard line of St. John's.
Yeah, looking again at some of the linemen for McNamara, number 77, another guy just jumps out at you. Chris Forbes, sophomore. I mean, again, we don't have height and weight written down on paper, but
he looks tall and he looks big.
Looks tall and very big. Another one of the sophomores Keato was talking about.
Adams to pass is looking to his left. There he goes. Looks like Gray. And he'll get hit, but he'll get up. Good catch.
Unbelievable pursuit by St. John's defense. Helmets flying. Thankfully,
there's another disagreement with
it's actually
it's Anthony Gray.
Anthony Gray. What a tough kid he is. You know, going back to Adams, Jordan Adams, I like his accuracy. When he has a chance to step and throw the ball, it's not like the ball's high, it's not outside, it's right there. It's on the numbers. It's a catchable ball.
By the way, I'm hearing the McNamara parents correcting the announcer now, so I feel a whole lot better about our list. All you Mustangs out there, we got your back.
Told you we went straight to the top for this info.
Hand off to Tyvon Edmonds. He gets right about to where that right tackle area is, and he's stopped quickly.
You heard the pop.
There was a lot of
pop here.
And I'm pretty sure
Edmonds hits that hole hard, man.
I don't know if Ty Zay might be done for the day. I think White Hagan is done for the day. I think Coach Ward and Coach Ward, both Coach Wards, I think they're giving some guys some looks. D.O., number 8, still getting it done for the Cadets. When I heard that pop, it sounded like D.O. to me. Ojuibe. Again, you're in charge of that one. You're our head of names today.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's great.
Ricky would be super happy to know that.
I'm sure he would, yes.
Chief in charge of pronouncing names right, Tim Strachan. Been doing it for years. Shout out to everybody on Military Road and on Old Marlboro.
Thanks, Carl.
Thanks, Carl.
Meringolo.
10 minutes to go. St. John's up 28-0. Going to get a good look at some of the depth guys for the Cadets. This is the opportunity that some of these kids have been waiting for. In many cases, it'll be their first time on a field for varsity in the WCAC.
Yeah, Keato said he's got a couple kids that are going to play today that the last time they played in a game was a youth ball.
Yep.
Youth ball team, a youth ball game. Welcome to the WCAC, young men.
Welcome to the WCAC.
Another 3rd and long for this McNamara offense.
Adams looking to throw. And he is under pressure and he's brought down. Looks like DeJuan Riggs.
Couldn't get rid of it that time, yeah. Not even able to throw it away.
And that'll bring up fourth and forever. No real opportunity there, like you said, for Jordan to set his feet, find somebody, and get that ball out. Good pursuit there. Good rush by number 25, Riggs. McNamara's going to look, hey, opportunity to execute on this punt right. You know, get a better snap. Keep that snap lower. Get it there with a little bit more purpose. Give your punter an opportunity. High snap. Again, making him draw back, and he gets it away. I believe that's Rawlings.
It is.
Going to catch it on the fly, catch it on the run, and he's going to work his way up the field. And the Cadets offense will take over the 42-yard line. of McNamara. As Rawlings able to get a head start on that return, and Rawlings will stay in. We're going to get our first look at Cam Moncour. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Cam. Number 11, under center, or in shotgun for the Cadets, getting his first looks as a Cadet quarterback.
Cam certainly, just by the looks of it, has more of that prototypical size. Looks like he's got some good height.
We'll see if he puts it in the air. Rawlings moves out to his right. And he will look to throw underneath. And he's going to have Miles Slade.
Good base, good step and throw, accurate pass.
Blount, number 33, was in at running back now for the Cadets. Second and short. Just over 8 minutes to go in this game. Let's get a good chance for Coach Ward to see what he's got in this youngster. 4 wide receivers. I think that's Rawlings in the backfield. No, but it's Blount, and he will get the carry. Up the middle. And he looks like a load. That was about a 5 and 6 yard gain. It'll be first down for the Cadets.
That's the fourth ball carrier of the day for St. John's.
Curtis, Rawlings, Littleton, Blount. Well, St. John's has had their share of gifted ball carriers over the last 4 or 5 years. Keelan Robinson out of Alabama.
Colby McDonald, who would be on the team, today if he had opted into playing.
Colby's I always say you're gonna wake up one morning and see his name, Colby's name, at the top of a rushing list as Butler in motion, but a quick step there.
False start against the Cadets.
Looks like DeAndre Wooden getting a little anxious there. And Ryan Fitzgerald will come in for him. My guess is this is what they call the same play. We'll see if Butler moves out to his left. Oh, and again, we're just not.
That's a live ball.
No, because Bryce Butler got started before the snap. I do believe it would have been the same play. Then the snap came high. It's just kind of all over the place there. A little sloppiness. Again, we called it. These are a lot of young guys, never played together before. Certainly haven't played at this level at this point. And
Timeout, Cadets.
Gonna have to tighten it up a little bit, T.
I thought Aaron Brady was going to tell us the story that he told you and me on the phone earlier this week. Is how awesome it is. He gets on these calls every week with the other head coaches of the league, and he says it's been awesome how we've all been trying to help each other out, work as a community, work as a league, and I like all of them, and they all hopefully like me, and we've done a great job of working together until this week. And then a little bit of the competitive started coming out, and people didn't want to share certain films about scrimmages, and he says that's been fun too. That's been fun for I think the coaches to not only weather this stuff together, but for them to get competing again.
That's right.
It was fun to hear Aaron Brady talk about that.
First and 20, inside handoff. Blount will gain about 2 yards.
Blount, the ball carrier.
Create about 2nd and 18, 6.5 to go here in the game. And, it's 28-0. Yeah, McNamara's worn down. Cadets are kind of asserting themselves and seeing what they got. But, just look at this day, T. You got the sun kind of just starting to think about setting. Some nice shadows on the field. It's the end of March. Come on. What else do you want in life?
It's beautiful. As a football guy, it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Doesn't matter what time of year it is. It does have a good football weather feel, though.
It sure does. Another handoff. This time Rawlings. He's going to pick his spot, and he'll work upfield to get to about the 25-yard line, call it the 26. It'll be 3rd and long for the Cadets offense. Blount checking back in. Adrian Littleton coming off the field.
Adrian not quite as big as Antoine, but for a young man, he's pretty solid too.
Looks like DJ Cherry checking in for the Mustangs, if I got that number right. See if he can get some penetration. Rawlings moving out to the left once again. Just a little bit of sloppiness on the offensive side. It's going to be a false start by the Cadets.
No, think about it. Wyatt's got to take most of the first team reps, right? And he's in there. He's got his certain kind of cadence and his rhythm, the way he does his cadence. And then Cam comes in to do his, and it's just a little bit different because Cam doesn't get as many reps as being the backup. And
not to mention, T, these guys
are just little things.
They're not even
things that they have to work through.
They haven't even been able to practice together.
That's the point.
You know, you got even like as a unit, because you only have so many kids at any given workout. These pod practices for the last few months, it's really only been a week or two that these guys have even been able to practice together at all. Hagen's looking to throw. Seam route. Nice looking play. It's going to go all the way for a touchdown for the St. John's Cadets. That's Miles Slade catching it in stride.
Yeah, beautiful play, beautiful pass, good catch and run. Again, just another well-executed play by the Cadets.
Miles Slade catching it in rhythm. Nice throw by Cam. He had the time he needed. Congratulations on that first touchdown throw for Cam, and he'll stay out the hold. And we'll get a look at a new kicker for St. John's as well. I want to say it's Mike Alford. Or Alfred even.
Toe kicker, the way I used to do it. Yes.
And it's good.
Gotta love the toe kicker.
That is Mike Alford. Everyone's going to get a chance to play today. And even though it's sloppy, you get a sense a guy like Pat Ward and his coaching staff, they're happy to get some things on tape they can give these guys a hard time about and start really, really digging into and working on during the week.
Yeah. You know, and I can see them now. You know, St. John's in this particular instance is going to come out on top, you know, comfortably. And Pat's going to have a teaching moment.
Yep.
You guys think you're really that good? Well, let me show you how good you're not.
Oh.
And he's going to show them this film and say, this should make you hungrier. This should make you, want to do better, continue to work harder, no matter what the result may be. And for Kiata, obviously he doesn't have to drive that point home because they lose the game, but he gets to teach these young guys up. He gets an opportunity to get those freshmen to start playing more like sophomores and sophomores like juniors and juniors like the seniors that they're going to become. It means so much more. It means so much more than whoever wins or loses these games today. All of this, just the opportunity to be out here doing it.
And Alfred will come out for the kick as well. And it's an opportunity for McNamara to clean up the kick return. I'm looking down here. I see number 40, Tyze Johnson. I think he wants to get back in this game. I don't think he's going to be getting back in this game. I just like to see. He's a kid we've had a chance to watch. He's a great leader. His teammates play for him. Here we get the kick straight on. It's an old school end over end. Return out to the 16-yard line. A little miscommunication between the return men. Looked like Tyvon is the guy who got it.
You could also give the tackle to McNamara's Mikhail Thompson. Pretty much tackled his own guy.
Not a lot of room out there today for the Mustangs. First and 10. Positive yardage. Keep out of the long down and distance here. We got a new look at quarterback for the Mustangs. We'll get to that name here in just a second. And there's a handoff.
I believe this is the true freshman. True freshman at high school. Oh, they're all true. Sean Williams, I believe number 16.
No, are you sure about that?
Is that a 6 or is
looks
that?
like 15. Looks like Will Preble.
I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong roster. You were talking about that. You were talking about that just earlier.
Yeah, well, it's easy to do. He got a live arm. Was watching him during warm-ups, and he's
You're right, Austin Palmer.
No, that's Will Preble. Austin Palmer's our receiver. That's the guy who's trying to get the ball to.
Maybe my eyes aren't as good as I thought they were.
And it's dusk, and it's pointing out names and jerseys.
I'm starting to get cold.
That's a young man's game. That's a young man's game. Getting that kind of stuff right as we are under a minute to go in this game. McNamara wants to finish strong. Second and short. Will Preble in shotgun.
Yes.
3 wide for the Mustangs. And it'll be another handoff. Be third and about 3. Third and 4 if McNamara decides to take one more step. And that sun went down, and it is starting to get a little cold. And that will do it for this game as McNamara will let the clock run out. 35-0. Well, let's see. 8 seconds to go. They might get a snap in here. 5, 4, 3, 2. That ball is snapped, and it's a bad snap. Will Preble gets the worst of it. The ball will be fumbled and recovered by St. John's on the final play of the game. The 2021 WCAC spring season, 1 game in. First Amendment Sports. St. John's 35, Bishop McNamara 0. We will have Pat Ward on to talk about his first game as head coach of the St. John's Cadets before tonight's game. Come on back, 6:30, 6:45 this evening, when we will be live from the Mill Family Field, St. Mary's Ryken, where Good Counsel, your defending WCAC champions, will be taking on the St. Mary's Ryken Knights. Thank you so much. On behalf of Tim Strachan, I'm Ken Meringolo. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for visiting St. Mary's Ryken.